Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of another expansion for Marvel United Multiverse that is probably one of the, if not the biggest expansion for the game. That is going to be the Maximum Carnage expansion. This adds quite a few things to the game, giving us a new Sinister Six mode and some other stuff. This is an expansion that is going to be at retail, or supposed to be at retail. However, this is the Kickstarter exclusive version, so there's going to be a few extras in here that we will go over and point out as we go through this unboxing. So let's go ahead and first take a look at the cover. We do have our new version of Carnage there. We got Morbius, Doppelganger, Scorpion over here, Shriek, Demogoblin right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the box to see what we've got. Escaping from prison, Carnage partnered with Shriek, and the couple started a twisted sort of family, bringing in Doppelganger and Demogoblin under Carnage's symbiotic wings. Joined by other dark villains like Morbius, the living vampire, these new Sinister Six pose a unified threat that will test the hero's resolve to the limit. So we do have, as you can see on the back right here, we do have Morbius in his anti-hero persona, more than likely because the movie was coming out at the time that this campaign was going on. We do have our other 5 just straight villains: Doppelganger, Demogoblin, Shriek, Scream, and Scorpion. And then we have a challenge piece for Dark Carnage. This expansion also does include the first, apparently, dice in Marvel United or in any of the other United games. We do have our component list over here, but one of the things to point out right here is this red box includes Sinister Six Assembled Module, which uses villains from Spider-Geddon, Enter the Spider-Verse, Return of the Sinister Six, United promos, and Multiverse promos. That's what I was kind of talking about. That box right there, that description, is talking about things that are going to be in the Kickstarter version of the game, but not in the retail version of the game. So again, I will point those things out as we come across them, but in order to get full use out of the Kickstarter version of this game, you basically did have to get at least the stretch goal box and what do you call it? What was it? United promos, so the stretch goal box from Season 1, the Enter the Spider-Verse from Season 1, Return of the Sinister Six from Season 1, and then the United promos from this season, and the Spider-Geddon box. And like I said, we'll get into all that, just why all that is in just a minute. Now, we do have a couple of gameplays of regular Sinister Six on the channel. There's that. We did try to take on the Sinister Six on the channel. We failed. We left 2 villains alive, but then we went after them in single player or in single villain modes in there to kind of finish that one up. Again, another shot of our box right here without the wrap on there. It looks a whole lot better without the wrap on there. Not as shiny and not as intrusive with lighting and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is a pretty heavy box compared to some of the other ones. Like I said, I got, let's see, World War Hulk right here next to me, which we haven't opened yet. That'll be the next video. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when that comes out. But this one is definitely lighter than this one right here. So anyway, we got our leaflet first of all. Welcome to the Carnage. So we got all that. We have tons of components right here, which we will get into. I'm going to play this right here so that way I know everything that we have. And this leaflet is going to be different than the this leaflet is going to be different than the retail version because it does show the Sinister Six assembled pieces and whatnot. So we'll get into that here in just a second. Oh, the leaflet. Let's go ahead and read through it though. We do have the Carnage challenge right here, so there's a lot of pieces for the setup for that. Dark Carnage activation, infection special rules with the tokens that apparently go on tokens, Dark Carnage special rules, Dark Carnage becomes the main villain, Sinister Six mode, bringing that back and how all of that works. We do, again, I might link that down below as well, but we do also have a how to play Sinister Six, so I will probably link that here as well, assuming that it's basically the same mode from one box to the other. Sinister Six Assembled, showing you how to do that. That's going to be the specific mode to this version of the game as far as adding in all the Kickstarter goodies and everything with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this dashboard. This is new Sinister Six right here. So it's going to be set up very similar to the Sinister Six mode in regular Marvel United, in that Return of the Sinister Six expansion, where we do have all 6 of our villains right here. So Shriek, Scream, Doppelganger, Morbius, Scorpion, and Demogoblin right there, and how that is all set up. So the thing that is different in this one, and these are pieces that you will not be getting in retail right front and center, is that you can see right here that we have all these different cutouts in the punch board here, that we do have Green Goblin, we've got Rhino, Venom, we've got Carnage, regular Carnage, Morlun, and the Spot right here. So basically what this mode is going to do, let me see if I can find the piece for it before we get into this further. Yep, so right here. So we've got this piece right here, which is kind of working as the centerpiece right here for like special rules and everything for like Sinister Six mode. But basically what these tiles and everything allow us to do is create our own Sinister Six mode. Basically, you could go through Marvel United now and just put whatever characters you want, Spider-Man related characters you want, as long as you have these boards and everything, and create different combinations of Sinister Six. I don't remember what the actual combination number is. It was well into like 1,000 or 2,000, maybe. I think something like that. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. So there is that. But I mean, basically, you could have a game where you've got Hobgoblin, Octopus, Kraven, Shriek, Scorpion, and I was gonna say Morph, but Changeling in the game. I'm pretty sure I said 6 people. And you know, the next game, substitute Changeling, Chameleon. Changeling is somebody different. Changeling is who Morph becomes. Chameleon. You can take Chameleon out and put in Demogoblin, and then remove Hobgoblin and put in Spot. So most of the villains, I believe, from Marvel United 1 and Marvel United Multiverse are in this. Some villains we don't have, so let's go ahead and take a look at who we do and do not have here. So on this board right here, this is just the straight up, they're not two-sided. No, they're not, definitely not two-sided. Let's go ahead and look at this side just so you get a little bit better idea who is who. But on this side we do have Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Vulture, Kraven, Electro, and Mysterio. Those are all going to be from the original Return of the Sinister Six expansion right there. Let's look at over here. We do have the 6 characters that are just right here. And I don't think there's anything different about these. So yeah, Scorpion. Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be some special rule cards, because on the bottom right here it says Shriek and Scorpion. If they end their movement in a location with no heroes, move them clockwise to the next location with any heroes. That special rules part right there isn't on that board over there. So it does say right here, special rules card for more information. But the give 1 crisis token and deal 1 damage to 1 hero in Scorpion's location, that is the same. Shriek also says see special rules card for more information. So there is that. So these are basically the same. I'm just double checking some stuff here. These are basically the same effects on them, so they're not like different effects or anything like that. So these are the 6 that are in this mode, and then these 2, we've got, like I said, Green Goblin, Rhino, Venom, and Carnage from, let's see, Green Goblin is from Enter the Spider-Verse, Rhino, Venom, and Carnage are going to be from United promos, basically the Season 1 stretch goal box. Morlun and Spot are going to be from Spider-Geddon, and then over here we've got Chameleon, right? Chameleon, Lizard, Hobgoblin, and Shocker, which I believe are all from the Multiverse promos, because I cannot remember if, yeah, Hobgoblin's not in Season 1, I don't think. There's 5 billion characters now. That means we are missing... We are missing who? Who are we missing? We're missing Superior Spider-Man, for one, and then we are missing Anti-Venom. So they apparently didn't use the anti-heroes from that box, so we're missing Anti-Venom and Superior Spider-Man. Yep, so that counts for all 22 of the characters that we got there. So we've got that going on for us. So again, apparently not every character Spider-Man related. I know some people looking through the comments were asking about like Kingpin and whatnot. But again, you got 22 characters right there to mess around with, mix and match, do all that stuff. No two games are going to be the same for quite a while. So yeah, let's let's be happy right there with that. I am in no way whatsoever missing not having Kingpin or Superior Spider-Man or Anti-Venom in there at all. So let's go ahead and open up our location. So first of all, we do have the Statue of Liberty right here. So that is pretty nice. Then we're going to have Fisk Tower. And again, I just went through the comments on this from this update that was the Marvel United thing, and people were again talking about Kingpin not being in this. Again, watching the cartoon Spider-Man the Animated Series, I do see people's whole like, you know, where's Kingpin? Where's Kingpin? I know Kingpin has been a Spider-Man villain, but in more recent years, I have come to more think of Kingpin as a Daredevil villain. So there's just that. Hell's Kitchen. So we got that right there. And then finally, Bishop Publishing right here. So that is going to be our 4 locations for Maximum Carnage. And then right here, we are going to have a bunch of different... I don't know why I'm taking this band off in such a weird way today. It just wants to stay. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. We are going to have the Carnage one. It's going to be Dark Carnage right here. It is two-sided in the fact that it's got all of that on that side, and then it's got all of that on that side. So it's not just like a, you know, one like Morbius right here where it's just this on the one side and that on the other. It's going to have its own stuff on there, but let's get ahead and get going. We got Shriek right here with our special setup on that side and the rest of her card on that side, and then Scream right here, special setup and more info there. Scorpion with some stuff there and stuff there, and then let's see, Demogoblin and Doppelganger. Did Doppelganger not have his own? No, doesn't. They barely share one right here. I didn't realize that going through everything, through the campaign and everything. I didn't realize they kind of have a team up dashboard. So there are their dashboards right there. Let's go ahead and open up the actual plastic here. And first thing we'll take a look at is we've got the Carnage die. It's an 8-sided die. Let's see, 0, 4, 2, and Carnage face on that side. And on this side, 1, 3, 5, and the Carnage face again. Right there. So apparently 0 to 5 on here, and then 2 Carnage faces. So there is that. Again, Wells not able to fully support sleeve cards, it looks like, in this one. So let's take a look, not at that deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at this deck right here and see what we've got. We're going to move everything kind of off to the side so we have all this space right here. Let's go ahead and take out our trusty Kniff and take a look at these cards. I do want to get into the other pack of cards and the models here in a second, so I don't know how much we're going to be taking a look at some of these cards. In this one, I know we spend usually a lot of time on the cards, but also, again, these are villain cards, so not usually, although I feel like in this one's going to be a lot, not usually a ton of special effects and whatnot. So anyway, we've got Morbius there and his threats. There we got Shriek and her threats, Scorpion, his threats, Demogoblin and Doppelganger, their threats right there. So let's go ahead first and take a look at Morbius. So, oh yeah, like I said, all these hungers. These hungers right here. But it looks like we only got two. We don't have, they're all the same. So hunger, if there are any civilians in Morbius' location, turn one of them into a thug, and Morbius gains 1 health, may go above starting value. So there's that card right there. And then he's got a bunch of them. It's like half his deck right there. And then Mesmer Gaze, which is the other half of his cards. One hero in Morbius' location reveals their hand. If they don't have a total of 2 or more heroic actions at the bottom of their cards, they must play their card randomly next turn. That always, 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 always sucks. So we got that going on. And then for threats, he's got pseudo-vampires. Looks like all of his cards are going to be pseudo-vampires. If there are 2 or more thugs in this location, deal 1 damage and give 1 crisis token to 1 hero here. So that's going to be Morbius's threat. So let's go ahead and move on to Shriek. Shriek has a starting master plan card, which is going to be Maximum Carnage. Add 1 thug and shrieks in both adjacent locations. So we got that going on there. As far as other specials, we've got Dark Family Assembly. If any henchmen have been defeated, randomly put 2 of them back into play if possible in locations with no threats, starting from Shriek's location and proceeding clockwise. Delay the next villain turn by 1 card for each henchman brought back by this effect. So you are putting henchmen back on the board, which, yeah, that's going to suck, but it is going to be delaying the villain's turn. So that's okay with me. Right there, Dark Empathy, which is going to be the next 2 cards. Flip 1 civilian and shrieks in both adjacent locations. So we got that. And then finally, Maximum Carnage, add 1 thug and shrieks in both adjacent locations. So that is going to be her master plan deck. And then for threats, she does have Carnage. And we've got Demogoblin, Doppelganger, Carrion, and then Evasive Enemies and Dark Riot. So there's a lot of stuff going on with her deck. Again, I'm not going to go through it all. I'm just going to kind of show the cards here. So you guys, this is her family, her 2 children, apparently, right here. Doppelganger and Demogoblin. Right there. And then Carrion, each hero with any crisis tokens takes 1 damage. Then give 1 crisis token to each hero in this in both adjacent locations. So we got that, and then Evasive Enemies. As long as this threat is in play, each henchman ignores 1 damage during each hero turn. So there's that. And then Dark Riots. As long as this threat is in play, Shriek ignores 1 damage in each hero turn if there are any thugs in location. So a lot of stuff going on there with Shriek. So I mean, definitely Morbius is definitely not the big gun in that one. Let's go ahead now and take a look at Scorpion. Again, another starting master plan card. Scorpion Suit Enhancement. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, when Scorpion bams, resolve his bam effect twice. When the clear, what is his bam effect? Let's take a look here. Bam, give 1 crisis token and deal 1 damage to the hero with the fewest crisis tokens in Scorpion's location. So, yeah, heroes starting their turn with any crisis tokens do not benefit from the symbols of the previous hero card in the storyline and discard all of their crisis tokens. When a hero is KO'd, they take 1 KO token. So, that sucks. So, anyway, there is Scorpion Suit Enhancement card right there. And then Scorpion Sting, give 1 crisis token and deal 2 damage to the hero with the least crisis tokens of Scorpions or adjacent locations. You definitely do not want those in there. So that is going to be the bulk of Scorpion's cards. He is going to go to locations where people have crisis tokens. What was it? Right here. Nope, not right there. Move clockwise to the next location with the hero with the least crisis tokens, so apparently you can give him crisis tokens. And then he's going to have 3 copies of Civilians in Danger. Scorpion can't be damaged while this location while in this location if there are any civilians there. So we got that, and then we've got Scorpion can't be damaged while in this location if there are any thugs there. So criminal network and civilians in danger is what he's got there. Then we got Demigoblin and Doppelganger right here. So they've got that whole mode, kind of like what is it? Scarlet Witch and Silver Surfer, or Silver Surfer, Quicksilver. So none of their cards have any writing on them as far as abilities and whatnot go. Here, they all just basically look like this right here. So there is that, and looks like a lot of it's going to be based on their threat cards. We've got Dark Empathy, 3 copies of that. So basically when you land here, deal 1 damage among heroes in this location for each thug and civilian here. So we've got that going. And then we've got Magic Anomalies. Heroes ending their turn in this location with 2 or more cards in hand must discard their hand. They aren't KO'd and draw back 1 less card. I mean, what do you do if you have like 1 card? So you draw back 1 less card, you have 0 cards. How does that work, game? I'm sure there's an FAQ somewhere for just that that thing. So anyway, that is going to be all of those. So we will go ahead, put this deck back, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the other deck. This is going to have, who have we not seen yet? Scream in it, I believe, and possibly cards for Carnage, plus some other cards. Going to have the Sinister 6 mode cards, the Enhanced or whatever Sinister 6. So we will see what that's about here in just a second. Alright, so let's go ahead. We got a lot of stuff here. So let's go ahead and put that there. New Sinister 6 right here. We've got all the weak spot cards. Oh, come on. Weak spot cards right there. Then we've got Scream, Scream's threats, Eradication, Morbius's hero cards, and the Carnage challenge card. Let's go ahead and finish this part off of it right here, because we'll get into this for Sinister 6 in a moment. So we've got Scream here, normal stuff on her cards right here, until you get to the back 2. So we got Sonic Knife. If there are no heroes in Scream's location, place 1 token on a henchman there, then bam. So we got that, and then move clockwise to the next location with a henchman other than Venom, and move counterclockwise to the next location with a henchman other than Venom. I think Venom is our henchman. I don't know why. So let's go ahead and look over here. We've got Lasher, we've got Phage, we've got Agony, we've got Riot, then we have Venom, and then we've got Psychotic Behavior. At the end of this villain turn, play another Master Plan card. A hero in this location may prevent this effect by taking 1 damage. This threat can't be cleared or removed from play by any means. So yeah, if you can't do that by any means, that means you can't use the Plan B challenge on this one and clear the threats. So there's that. So anyway, we got Lasher right here. And then we've got Phage. And then we've got Agony. And then we've got Riot. And then actual Venom. And then the Psychotic Behavior threat. So I'm assuming these are all the symbionts that are in that symbiote deck that they gave away at Comic-Con this past year that I don't have. So there is that, which kind of stinks, but oh well. We got the Eradication. If anybody wants to send one my way, that'd be great. But anyway, so we got the Eradication card right here with that stuff right there. So I'm sure that has some context that I, not reading through the dashboards, don't know. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Morbius's hero decks. So let's see, he's going to have Mesmer Gaze, attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, the villain or henchman's BAM is canceled and the stun token is discarded. So he's got that, and he's got 2 of those, both with movement symbols. Hunger, defeat 1 thug or discard 1 civilian in your location. If you do, draw 1 card. So basically, he means he took out a civilian. because when they're discarded, it means they're gotten rid of. They don't go into the mission because they're not rescued. So there is that. He's going to have 2 copies of those, 3 copies of those, 1 with each of the symbols on the bottom. Power of Blood, you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to move. It's got double punch on the bottom. And Power of Blood, we got another one of those with you may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to heroic action. And then we have one with punch. Yep, so we got a lot of stuff going on there with his stuff. And then we've got just his normal cards right here. He looks spooked out right there. He looks like he's scared. It's like all spooky and everything. I guess we did have something for spooky season this year. So there is Morbius's card. We got that, and then there's the Carnage Challenge card right there. Now, let's go ahead and get into this stuff. First, we're going to have new Sinister Six mode right here. If you haven't seen the way these cards look, so basically what this is this. So when you're in Sinister Six mode, you have all 6 characters on the board. You have this card right here. So in this case, we've got Shriek and Scream at the top of this card. They're going to move twice and bam, and then do everything with the Thug and do everything with the Civilian right here. The next card right here also has Shriek, but it has Scorpion at the top too. So basically, I believe in Sinister Six mode, you're moving 2 characters at the same time, and whichever, is it 2 characters? Let me double check here. Yeah, activate the 2 topmost villains listed that have not been defeated yet in descending order. So again, if we're looking at this, and let's say Shriek and Scream are the top 2 right there, and Scream was already defeated, so then it would be Shriek and Scorpion that go next on their turn. So you would basically just skip whoever's missing in that. And like I said, we got an entire deck of all that right there. That's what this is. They have 1 special effect card, Combined Mayhem, activate all undefeated villains, start with Shriek, and go clockwise on the dashboard. So there is that. So that is going to be if you're playing the game in regular Sinister Six mode. This is the deck you use. A very similar deck in the Return of the Sinister Six mode right there. We are going to also get Sinister Six assembled rules. So we've got the rules right here for Sinister Six. So Vulture having his special rule, and Shriek and Scorpion. So basically this is the same rule, I believe. If they end their movement in a location with no heroes, move them clockwise, clockwise to the next location with any hero. So that's what that is. So basically, because they didn't want to have printed on that card right there, and they couldn't print it in the middle, this is the reference card. So if you're using any of those 3 characters, that's what you do with them right there. So that's pretty cool. So one of the things they do to get away from the fact that everything is in a different order is when you are playing with this part right here with these pieces right here, there's a little groove right here like in Lizard. So you would lock him into E, you'd lock Shocker into C, so on and so forth. And they are color coded as well. So if you're trying to figure out who actually moves, whereas like in this card right here, you actually have named people. On this version of the card, it's, basically this them, A, B, C, D, E, F. And you go that way and you activate, in this card's case, A and B on that dashboard. So whoever's on A and B, you activate them. However, you have another card here where it is a little bit more mixed up. So you have A and C on the top. And if C is already taken out, you do A and F. That's how those cards work. So these are all basically the exact same cards as those. And then we also have Combined Mayhem. Activate all undefeated villains. Start with A and go clockwise on the dashboard, which is very similar to Combined Mayhem over here. It just actually names Shriek and goes from there. And I can't remember if Sinister Six mode says start with this person and go, but that is what we've got right there. We've also got all of our weak spot cards for Spot, Morloon, Shocker, Hobgoblin, Lizard, Chameleon, regular Carnage, weak spot for Villain Venom, Rhino, Green Goblin, and then we've got the characters from this particular game. Morbius, we've got Scream, Scorpion, Demogoblin, Doppelganger, and Shriek right there. And you can kind of tell what symbols you have to use in order to take them out. So that is what we have right there. So that is all of those cards. Let's go ahead and put all this away, because why not? And let's go ahead and finally take a look at our figure. So we're going to start up here with Shriek, because why not? That is going to be her card right there. And so we got that, and then we're going to have Morbius right here. So we got that, and then using fire effects, Demogoblin right there. And then we are going to have, looks like Doppelganger right here, kind of similar pose to End of the Spider-Verse's Spider-Man, the regular Spider-Man there. So we got that. And then we've got Scorpion, looking pretty cool. Pretty simplistic, but pretty cool at the same time. Old school villain right there. And then we've got Scream right here with some Medusa hair right there. And then finally our challenge piece, the Dark Carnage here. And he is a slightly different shade of red. I don't know if you can tell too much on the camera. This is definitely more purple. This is more of like a, I don't want to say like a maroony purple or anything like that, but it is definitely, again, the way I see the monitor over here, I know my screen over here is not the best. My side screen than my regular screen, but I have to have it the way it is so I can actually see what I'm doing. But they are different colors of purple and whatnot. If you can't tell from the screen, I'll figure it out in editing if this part of the conversation is useless. But there is that. So that is, I believe, everything for Marvel United Maximum Carnage expansion. Adding in a new Sinister Six mode, adding in this gigantic Sinister Six assembled mode in here. This is probably, if you already have the previous content and from other stuff, and you have, I'm hitting because it's right here, and you have like the new characters in the multiverse stretch goal box and everything like that. If you have all the other boxes, this actually adds a lot of replay value to the game, because you can continue to do that Sinister Six mode with tons of different combinations. So that is pretty cool. Again, this, like I said in the intro, this is probably the expansion, the biggest expansion for what it is in the game, not counting like the stretch goal box or anything like that. Again, that's without having played through anything yet, because we're doing this unboxing series very slowly. But yeah, that is going to be everything in Maximum Carnage. So if you've been enjoying this unboxing series, please hit the like button on the video, all the different videos we've done, so that way I know you guys are interested in this. Make sure to hit the notification bell to know when this or any other videos are being released, and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because that is going to be the biggest thing to help us continue to grow and grow and grow. Up next, in the next video, we will be taking a look at the last expansion, which is going to be World War Hulk. After that, don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but we will dive into the stretch goal box for Marvel United, and then after that, we will be taking a look in a separate video on basically everything else. So Fing Fang Foom, the location box, which we're not going to spend too much time on, but we're definitely going to be looking at like the campaign decks, the pet expansion, team decks, all of those kind of things. And then after that, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of other stuff Marvel United related. So again, if that is kind of the content you are looking for, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. With all of that said, I am Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. We've taken a look here at Maximum Carnage for Marvel United Multiverse, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.